students. Today I am going to cover the chapter in Unit 3 Family in Complex Society through this virtual video. I hope you will learn and you will read the notes which I have given you. So let us start. Family in Complex Society. This is a part of your Unit 3. Now before we go on to the various things which are being discussed in the chapter, let us talk about what is family. George Murdoch has defined the family as a social group characterized by common residence, economic cooperation and reproduction. It involves adults of both sexes. At least two of them maintain a socially approved sexual relationship and one or the other more children, own or adopted, the sexually cohabiting adults. Now, the question will arise in your mind whether is it of great importance in complex society, because now you see the size is being reduced and there are various socializing agent as well which are present in the society, as we have already discussed the various 5 things. Okay, and so the answer is yes. Even today the role of family is immense. Parson has said that there are 2 functions of society of family. First one is psychological function, and secondly it provides a mean of socializing children. Now when we compare the family today with the family of the Victorian era, we could say that many of the functions of family are lost. To some extent, this may be true, although unfortunately and unnecessarily it has led to some sociologists to take a pessimistic view of the family and its place in modern society. Yet, Parson and Bales argue that those functions which have retained have become more important than before. So, now we will discuss what are the role of family in middle class families. The fact that middle class family is independent largely of kinfolks, although emotionally dependent on earnings of head of the household, but it plays an immense role in socializing the children. First point is, personalities are not born, they are made and developed through socializing process. Though the children's interaction with parents of same and opposite sex with the siblings, the process does not suddenly cease and never to continue just because the children become an adult, but it is an ongoing process. Now, all the feelings are not to be told, or in other words, behavior has to be governed according to age. Example, Parson suggests, why do we have children? Basically, here if you see, he has given one example in the book. Like he says, Parson also suggests that it is necessary for the people to have an opportunity to act out less mature and infantile impulses which are part of everyone's makeup. He goes on to say that children are important to married couple precisely because they enable them to express childish element in their personalities by interacting with children on their own and naturally the childish level. Then the subtle nature of relationship between adult men and women in the family, both between themselves and with their children, would appear to provide both stabilization of adults' personality on one hand, and to be conducive on the other hand to rearing of children, to educate them, role appropriate to their sexes, introducing them to roles played in a wider society outside the family. Now, society of today's places a heavy burden on the family. Now, Titmus has pointed out that today parents are told by teachers, doctors, health visitors, social workers, parent craft experts, and a host of other people that they owe everything of their children. So, parenting is becoming rapidly self-conscious vocation and have a heavy responsibility. Clearly, the middle class family will meet the demand of this situation. Firstly, enclose itself within its household and restrict contact with outside world. And secondly, will deliberately restrict the number of children to a figure below what it might have and have in the past. So now the question will arise to your mind, why the divorces are happening or why the disintegration of family is there. Then although some members are inclined to see high rate of divorce in Britain and America, sign of the breakdown of family, they show that anything all may be indication of great demand may be on marriage as an institution and the family as a social group. As Mead argued for America, at least we may discount the view that these high rates reflect an increase in broken homes. You have to take care of this term, broken homes. Now, as you know, the size of family is reduced, but there are other sources from where you can take up the vocation has increased, like for example the development of both statutory and voluntary social services, the ubiquitous influence of radio, television and press, and particularly women magazine has led to powerful pressures of being put on family of all classes to conform to certain norms. The field of education and health especially have been produced of new ideas and practices, and subsidization in variety of forms had its impact, and in Britain a sharp improvement in the standard of child care has been noticeable. So that is why we are saying that parenting has become more conscious efforts in today's context. Now, because of the changing pattern of family, the type of families which are prevalent in modern society is also different. The one is immediate family and the second one is extended family. First one is the small family of parents and conjugal family of parents and children. The second one is a group of relatives comprising of immediate family who live in one or two household, common phenomena when there is less geographical mobility. Now the extended family is fairly common phenomena among the working class. Here in this book you are given with example. Townsend found it more common in East London in his investigation into social life of old people. He says of those he interviewed that they had an average of 13 relatives within a mile, and they saw 3/4 of all children, both married and unmarried, once a week, as many as third of them every day. Now, As middle class family is slightly of least poorly documented, it seems most reasonable to suppose that extended type of family is not so common. Certainly there there's a difference between how the extended family is different from traditional family. Traditional family, the working class men try to avoid being caught up in close relationship between wife and her mother. He spent most of his free time with friends or at clubs. Today, there appear to be tendency toward more involvement in the family. Young and Woolmont pointed out that a husband is drawn into contact with his wife's mother more than his own. Moreover, while there is a contact between the sibling that is not so frequent as the contact of man has with his wife's parent. Thus, there is some evidence that working class family has tendency to be matriarchally oriented. By contrast, the middle class family would appear usually to be an immediate family. So this is all about family. I'm sure you will like this video lecture, and in case if you have any doubts, please follow the notes. Thank you.